Welcome to the Overnight Room Demand Analyzer, ORDA, the latest tool supporting the CVB and the value you generate for your communities. An overnight room demand analysis addresses an age-old problem where we observe there are often many more attendees to an event than are supported by the contracted room block. What we don't know is the room demand, or how many rooms are sold that are directly attributed to the event. For years, our clients have complained that the CVB, convention center, and hotels do not recognize or give them credit for the business they're really bringing to the destination. In 2015, we set out to answer this question of how many rooms does your convention really use? And a study conducted by Tourism Economics and sponsored by 5 of our industry foundations, including Destinations International Foundation, the Event Room Demand Study's primary purpose was to quantify the extent to which attendees and exhibitors book hotel rooms outside the organizer's room block. We analyzed over 170 events and over 880,000 attendee origin data points, or zip codes. And the study's findings illustrate that on average, 1 out of every 3 rooms are booked outside the contracted room block. This average covers both self-contained meetings and citywide conventions. But another key finding is that the results for the events varied across a wide distribution of rooms outside the room block. In other words, for about a third of the events, the rooms around the block were found to be less than 20%, while on 17% of the events, the rooms around the block was between 60 to 80%. The citywide conventions, on average, was really closer to 45%, or 1 out of every 2 rooms. This finding underlines the importance of not generalizing the application of these findings, meaning applying the 1 out of every 3 rooms to all of your events, but rather call for individual analysis of each event and why you should run your own studies in your destination. So besides that fact that you really shouldn't generalize 1 out of every 3 rooms across the board for your events, the first reason to use the Overnight Room Demand Analyzer is to understand the delta between room demand and the room block pickup. Ultimately, CVB should service the success of events by helping their customers maximize their contracted room block. Conducting a room demand analysis is a consultative starting point, especially on events you expect will return to your destination. Other reasons why CVBs should use ORDA is to lead constructive strategy conversations with hotels about the number of potential attendees who could be staying in the hotel contracted room block. We need to also educate stakeholders routinely that there exists a difference between contracted room block and hotel room demand. Justifying decision-making and or calculating the return on investment often is required when we are subsidizing the events that we attract. And we also need to justify maybe booking guideline exceptions or finally represent the business to the hotel community more accurately and really talk about demand expectations versus just the room block strategy and provide more data to hotel revenue managers during routine monthly meetings. ORDA requires collaborating with your customer first and foremost. So we have provided an organizer toolkit to request their participation. An ORDA analysis requires 2 documents from the event organizer, and one is the event's parameter template, of which the majority you should be able to complete for your customer before giving it to them. The second document that you'll be requesting is an anonymous, all-in attendance Excel file. This is really their final registration zip code that contains information on not only the zip code, but also state and country for attendees, exhibitors, staff who attended the event. Below you'll find some additional information about getting started, including an ORDA user guide with step-by-step instructions. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out to us, and we look forward to supporting you.